If you're an artist and you want to start selling your work but you don't know where to start, then this video is for you. I have good experiences with selling my work on Redbubble and TeePublic, and I want to talk about that in this video. What the difference is between the two platforms and which one might be best for you. But also I have a very big tip for you if you actually want to see some sales. Those platforms are flooded by AI and flooded by so many people selling their art that it's really difficult to stand out, and I'm gonna help you with that. I also ordered some t-shirts, and this one is from TeePublic and this one is from Redbubble. Usually TeePublic has a very fun packaging as well. I don't know what happened there, maybe they ran out, but well, at least I got them in time for this video. So yeah, let's get started. This is the TeePublic one. And I must say that usually, like I said, usually TeePublic has some fun packaging as well, but maybe they ran out or something. But I did get the shirt really fast. So this is the quality of TeePublic. This is one of my waifu sketches that I colored digitally. And what you always need to keep in mind if you color your sketches digitally or you scan in your traditional drawings and you want to make them ready for printing, is that you check the colors in CMYK. Because CMYK is how it will look when it's printed on a shirt. So this was the TeePublic one, and now we're gonna check the Redbubble one. This shirt design is for one of my other YouTube channels. It's a channel about water sports, and I designed a windsurf shirt for that. And I was really worried about crisp edges, but that came out really good. This is the classic t-shirt. It's the dark red color. And I really love how that design came out. This design is made from a photo. So I selected the object and I masked it, so the rest of the image became transparent, and I added the water with a brush. But then you're not done, because if you do that, select the object from a photo and color that white, you would still see all those feathered edges around your design, and you need to get rid of that. So what I do, I clean that up entirely, so I have a very smooth edge, and I am very happy how crisp that came out. So I'm very pleased with this design, and I'm very excited to show that in one of the water sports videos that I'm working on. So you're gonna see this one featured on that channel very, very soon. So I'm very pleased with the shirt. This is the waifu that is for CasmahCreations. CasmahCreations is my art channel where you're probably watching this video. And this shirt is for my water sports channel. It's a design I also made, but it's completely different from the art that you're used to seeing on this channel. It's basically, I was looking for some awesome shirt designs that had to do with water sports and surfing and summer and the vibe that would suit that YouTube channel. But most designs I could find were AI, so I was like, I'm an artist, I'm gonna design all of that myself. So that is why I also have a collection that is completely different from all my other art. It was just, I was fed up with all the AI designs when I wanted a surf shirt myself. That's how that started. I went a little bit off track there, but what actually is the difference between TeePublic and Redbubble? Because you've seen both shirts, they are both good quality, the prints are both good quality, so why should you pick one over the other? Well, first I'm going to let you in on a secret that I'm not really sure if I'm allowed to share, but they're actually the same company. The same company owns both TeePublic and Redbubble, and that is why they are so similar. They are both print-on-demand companies, and they both have the same standards for their printers. But where will you make more money? Well, that doesn't matter either, because both Redbubble and TeePublic have account fees. But it does differ on what tier you're in. And the higher tier you're in, the less account fees you pay. And that is actually to discourage mass uploading, because if you are someone who uploads like 50 designs a day, that is gonna flag you as a mass uploader. You're most likely using AI because as an artist, it's impossible to come up with that many designs. So they are kind of discouraging that behavior by applying more fees to the designs. The designs are allowed on their platforms though, and that does mean that their platforms, both platforms, are flooded. So it is really difficult to stand out, but like I said, I have a very important tip for you about that, and I'm going to share that later on. So it's the same company, the account fees are similar, the quality is similar, the designs are good. So is there a difference? Well, actually there is an important difference for you as an artist and for your followers, for your clients, because the location matters. TeePublic is US based, so they print all their t-shirts inside the US, but they do ship worldwide. However, it is possible that some extra fees are applied when you need to import their package. And also you can think about the environment, because the closer to you something is printed, the better that actually is. So when your audience is mostly based in the United States, then TeePublic is a very good option for you. Redbubble, however, is a little bit bigger than TeePublic, I think, and they actually work with printing companies all over the world. And having it printed as close to your client as possible is a big plus, because well, it has less impact on the environment, the package will be there faster, and also the shipping costs will be lower. So if your audience is mostly spread over the entire world or is very local to you, then Redbubble can be the best choice. But for me, it's like 30% of my audience is based within the US, but the other 70% is scattered over the entire world. So I sell my art through both platforms. I sell t-shirts on TeePublic and I sell t-shirts on Redbubble. So I have experience with selling on both platforms, but Redbubble actually gives me the most sales. And the number one product that I'm selling there is stickers, followed up by t-shirts. And that's actually very different from what I thought I would sell, because before I started to sell my work as an artist, I kind of expected that I would sell prints of my work. And I have sold a couple of prints of my work, but that's only like, I think, a handful, but stickers and t-shirts are, there is way more demand for that. So if you want to sell your designs, that is something to keep in mind, that people are mostly after stickers and t-shirts, at least from my experience with my art and with my designs. So when you have your art uploaded, how do you actually get your sales? And this is where I want to give you a very important tip, because like I said, these platforms, they are flooded with AI. And you're not going to stand out on a platform like that. You are only going to stand out on TeePublic or Redbubble when you have already had a lot of sales, because then they will feature you more, they will push you more on the front page. But before that happens, you're not going to be seen on Redbubble or TeePublic themselves. So what makes you stand out is make your own content with your products. Invest in ordering your own products, your own designs, wear them, and make your own product photos. I have uploaded my own product photos to Pinterest, and these bring in the most sales. And that is because all these AI uploaders, they are all using the images from Redbubble themselves, and nothing wrong with users using the images that Redbubble provides. But every image looks almost the same apart from the design on the shirt. But when you make your own photos, Pinterest is gonna notice that that stands out. So it looks like an entirely different picture than all the pictures that look the same. So you will stand out not only for the algorithm, but you will also stand out for the viewer. Also, you can promote your own product in the way that you meant it to be. For example, I'm a little bit alternative, so I usually present my t-shirts in the same style that I wear. And because I also promote my t-shirts on my own social media platforms, people know my style, they know how I look, and when I implement these shirts in my style, they can see how I wear them, and that can inspire others how to style your shirts. And I think that this is a big difference between all the mass uploaders and the artists like us, because we put so much passion in our work. It doesn't end when we upload the design to Redbubble, because we're not finished. We are excited and we want to share it with our followers. We are excited that it is available now and on a t-shirt. And we wear our own designs and we show it to you and want to inspire you. And that is something you can do as well. And I know that is an investment, but just start with one design, wait for a sale, because Redbubble and TeePublic often have sales, and sometimes they even have like 40% off. or you can get a t-shirt for $15. Wait for a sale like that, order one and just go crazy with it. Wear it in your videos, like I'm doing now. I'm wearing my own shirt. Wear it in your videos, be excited about it, share it with your followers, because you are a human and you can show it in your own unique human way. And trust me, that really works, because I have also used all the images that you can get from the site of Redbubble, but they barely get any views on Pinterest, and every photo that I uploaded myself, that I made myself, gets so much more views as a pin and so much more pin clicks, that I really want to encourage you to take that route. And like I said, promote it on your own social media channels, your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube. But also don't be overly salesy, because you have to kind of find a midway with that, because you know your audience best. And in my case, my audience feels like a community of friends that is growing bigger and bigger, but I still consider you like a very warm community of artists, of people who love to draw dragons, people who love fantasy art. So I'm not constantly pushing to sell something. You guys know me, and every now and then I just say, hey, I have a t-shirt design available and you would really support me if you would purchase it. But that's about it. And so don't let selling your art be your main focus. And that is what I wanted to talk to you about in this video. If this video was helpful to you in any way, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, and do all the things that you can do on YouTube. If you have any further questions about selling your art on TeePublic or Redbubble, make sure to drop them in the comments, and I'd be happy to answer them, and maybe even make another video if I want to talk more about that topic and answer your questions. I'm rambling a little bit, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you with the next one. Bye!